Let's go check on the chickens, buddy. Let's go check for eggs and see how the chickens are. Go let them out. Please excuse the run. As you can see, it did not get finished painted before the winter. For us, raising chickens has been great. As a family, we've been able to spend family time out there with the chickens and also educate the grandbaby on how to care, nurture, and raise them. Okay guys, so I just wanted to do a short little video on our first year of chicken keeping, so that if you're wondering, is it worth it, this will kind of give you an idea. So just to let you know, they are a lot easier to take care of than what you think. We got 2 in there laying eggs. But basically all you need is food, water, shelter, protection. For our food, as you can see, they do get table scraps. They got spaghetti mixed in there with their feed. But for our feed, my husband just made this little trough, which works out great. They all fit there and are able to eat. And then for our waters, we just use these hanging ones. We do have 3 in our coop, and that's just so that they all have a space to be able to get as much water as possible. Then in this bowl, we have the oyster shells and grit mixed together so they can get as much of whichever they want whenever they want. Then we also have another food bowl here because these 2 right here don't really like to eat with the other girls, and then these 3 smaller ones, that way the smaller ones will always have their own area to feel safe to eat in. If you're going to do baby chicks, you do have to have a brooder, which can be just a simple little dog cage turned into a brooder. They will need a heat source, which we just use a heat lamp, but they do also have the little heat plates that they can go under and get warm. We use the heat lamp, and of course we tie it and tie it and tie it to make sure it's secure and cannot fall. We do keep it free of any dust collecting on the light bulbs, and it seems to work perfectly for us. But again, they do have other options available if you would like to try and get those. And then you just need bedding, which we use a mixture of straw and pine shavings. I couldn't think, sorry. Don't use cedar. It's not good for them, so just always get, if you're going to use the shavings, use the pine. And we just mix it together. All winter we do use the deep litter method. And then we just throw fresh on top of it whenever it starts to get too dirty and too stinky. But regardless of what you've heard, they really don't get that stinky. I come out here and put new, out here in the run, we use wood chips, straw, and some shavings in the winter. And I just come out here and rake it up if it does get stinky and mix it up, and then put a little small amount of fresh on top of it and mix it in as well. I do use diatomaceous earth out here as well, and that's just to keep the mites and stuff down so that they don't get on our birds. But yeah, that's basically it. We do leave our chicken coop door open because our run is completely closed off from any predators being able to get in. We do not have a wood bottom. We just have the dirt here underneath. But we did, when we put our pallets in, we did put them in the ground to keep predators from digging under. But we live in a small town, and we've been here, goodness, 5 years, and knock on wood, I have never seen any skunks or possums or anything like that in our yards. It is completely fenced yard, so that helps as well. Basically the only thing I ever really see around here are squirrels, and they don't even come in the yard, because we do have a cat that protects our yard from any predators as well. And he is great with the chickens, don't even bother them, so that works out great. And then we also have our dog Bosco, who will chase off everything but the chickens and the cats, so that works out great as well. Our morning routine, it just consists of coming out here and making sure that they have fresh food and water. And then in the evening, we'll come out when we get home from our 9 to 5 and make sure they still have fresh food and water. And gather up the eggs, say our good nights, and then that's about it. So it's pretty simple. They're easy to care for. They're very rewarding. They reward you with fresh eggs, and they have great sense of humors, and will make you laugh. And I would say with our first year in chicken keeping, we did have one hen pass away, and that was heartbreaking. So I would say that's the hardest part about it. And that was a learning lesson for us. We had a dust bath in here that was apparently too close to the coop wall, and she had gotten her neck stuck in there and couldn't get it out. So yeah, definitely make sure you want to keep everything pulled away from the walls so that they can't get stuck in there and injure themselves. Then for the coop, we have 2 nesting boxes back there. They're nesting bars. We do keep a light in there. And then we have ventilation, which is also a necessity for raising chickens. And then our coop is our run is always completely uncovered except for the top to keep it from raining. And then in the winter, we completely cover it with plastic to keep it warmer in here for them, and not let moisture in to protect them from frostbite. But even when we do that, we make sure that there's still plenty of ventilation in here. And then the chickens, they do like to get out in free range, so it is best if at least once a week you can let them out in the yard to free range. We do hang out very close by while they're out there, just to protect them from any hawks or anything that may be flying over. But we do have a lot of trees in our yard, so it does kind of keep them protected from sight of any predators in the air. But again, we do stay very close by and keep an eye on them while they're outside. So in the beginning of the video, you did see the grandbaby letting them out. Right now, we're going to see if the rest of them want to come out. When your Silky is being broody. She goes broody every couple months. We keep our pullets, which are teenage hens, in our garden area to keep them safe since they're smaller.
Sorry, baby girl.
When we do let them out to free range, and plus they help scratch up the garden, which we got to get prepared and to be planted in here within the few weeks. So they come out here and they scratch around and help us stir that up, and also to fertilize it. And then the big girls, they just get to come out here in the yard. And just scratch around wherever they want, and they absolutely love it. But again, if you're going to do that, make sure that you're always close by to keep an eye out for predators. And as far as what chickens are best for backyards, it's really up to you. We have a variety of chickens in our backyard chicken farm. As you can see, we've got Silkies, Blaze, and Benny. And then we've got an olive egger, which is Lulu. We do have the Isa Browns, Big Bird, and Elsa. And then over here, we've got a cream leg bar, Flash, and she lays us the blue eggs. Elsa and Big Bird lay us the brown eggs. Lily, our olive egger, she will be starting to lay us some olive colored eggs here in a few months.
Hey, she's a crybaby right here.
And then our salmon Feverall, she will lay us a pink tinted cream egg here in a few months as well. And we do have the two crazy sisters, Pebbles and Bam Bam, and they are our cream colored egg layers, which they just recently started laying. They started laying a little later than most of our other chickens so far, so they're a little bit smaller than usual. But those are our barred rocks. And then, excuse me, that is Benny, our other Silky.
Yes.
And as stated
Bam, bam.
earlier, the Silkies are great broody hens and are good mamas. She goes broody every couple months. So if that's what you're looking for, that is the perfect hen to get to be able to hatch chicks, or just be a foster mom to your baby chicks that you do get. Just want to make sure when they do go broody that you let them stay broody for a week before trying to introduce them to baby chicks. And that the baby chicks are a day old and not any older. They do not accept them as much when they're that old. When we got these two, Benny had just started being broody, and she didn't want anything to do with them. She squawked and yelled at them, so we did not let her foster them. But she did, over the winter, foster some fertile eggs, which if you guys followed along, you got to see them grow up, and they're now at their new home. There was 6 that she hatched there. So anyway, just wanted to kind of share with you guys that getting chickens is not hard work. It is very rewarding. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to know everything before you get chickens. It's really learn as you go. Makes it much more educating and funner to do it that way. Just always make sure that you are prepared before you bring them home by having them a chicken coop to be able to take shelter in. Also did want to show y'all Bosco. As you can see, regardless of what people say, it doesn't require a certain breed of dog to be a protector of your chickens and not want to eat them. He is part Great Dane and part Lab, and he does not bother them at all. And like I said earlier, he will chase off anything that comes in the yard to try and do them harm. So they are helpful around the farm regardless of the breed. And then Noah here, he also does not bother the chickens and helps the chickens keep the mice level low. So it's always good to have a outdoor cat on hand as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining in. Say goodbye, girls. Remember to hit those like, subscribe, and share buttons if you would. And remember, Jesus is the real MVP, so have a blessed week. And until next time, have a clucking good time.